wonderful. So I'm just cutting a little slice off my eraser.
Oh, yes.
As you do.
Yes.
Where did you find inspiration to get that painting started?
I was yogaing, and the other day I was teaching a student online, and I have some older ladies in their like 70s and 80s. Usually when they're downsizing their homes, they have this like oil paint because they thought that they were going to take up painting in their retirement. Then they don't, and then they have a bunch of oil paint left over, like all these tubes. And so like some of them are from like the 60s, but they're still good because oil paint doesn't go bad, right? So they bring it to me, and like just grocery bags full of oil paint. And some of it's like super toxic, but like beautiful colors. So something that I'd want to like put a little dabble on with, like, just because it's special, like some azure blues and some like real cobalts and like different types of, like, I don't know, I have a chrome green and just like these crazy ones, and you can feel it because those tubes are so heavy and dense with all their metal particles in there. And so yeah, I think there's even like a gold one, just some and weird colors that I've never used, and so I've got a bunch of them there, and I'll see.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah. And what was I going to? I was going to look something up. Are we doing okay? Can you see us? Are we?
Yep, we're on there.
Yeah.
So maybe
we're doing our thing.
Well, yeah, we have 2 minutes before we want to start.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just talk about our reference image and the materials we're using today. What do you think?
Let's start off with our materials, and then maybe after our intro, we'll do the reference image.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
I guess yours is more of a giveaway because you can actually see your materials, whereas my camera is much closer to me, so you can't.
Yes, so I pushed it a little bit farther this time.
I can't.
I know, but does it look okay?
Yours?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to push mine farther, and I can't. Yeah, you're good.
I changed
Hopefully,
it.
as long as we can still see.
I'm switching it up, so you can also see like crap though behind my storage stuff. But
it looks like you're in an artist studio.
Yeah.
I'm sure all will be forgiven.
Yeah, so you've got charcoal pulled out because our whole thing tonight is that we're using charcoal.
Yes. So I've got some compressed charcoal. I have, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing yet. I have some willow, vine charcoal, and then I have a charcoal pencil. The thing is, I just ran all the way out to my studio in the yard.
Yeah.
Because I thought all my charcoal was out there, and then I just found this moments ago with all sorts of other little charcoal goodies in there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I have some charcoal pencils. And then my big thing is erasers. So I have a white eraser. You can't really see it. It's cut into a wedge. We'll talk about that later. I've got a knead eraser, and I've got a electric eraser.
I'm so envious of that. Oh, I wonder where I don't have an electric eraser, but I have a little retractable, like, mechanical one.
Yes.
Which I meant to grab, actually.
I have that one I have one of those too. This one. So it's a retractable eraser.
Yeah. While you are playing the intro, I'm going to go look for mine.
Okay.
That's going to be
like 6 seconds.
Yeah. I think I can see it. I think I can see it from here.
All right. Well, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Go.
Are you ready to go?
Yes. welcome to the Emma and Daphne Show. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Emma.
I'm a professional artist and art instructor, and so is my buddy Emma.
Yep, I'm also an artist and art educator. And I did get it in my 6 seconds during the video.
She had 6 seconds.
So I'm also a professional athlete.
What is that, like those like races where they have to pass the baton?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, though. Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, anyways, you're like retrieving that baton.
I'm that.
Yes, you're that fast.
Why, I feel really embarrassed that I can't remember the name of that right now.
I'm the one that brought it up, and maybe I should have just kept quiet unless I know the name of the things that I'm talking about. So if anybody knows what it's called, maybe post it down in the comments.
And then we'll both roll our eyes.
And be like, oh, right, yes.
So our theme for today is leading the way.
Yeah.
Do you want me to dive into that, or do you want to crack that?
You go for it.
So we are focusing on a different portrait of a different artist every Friday this month. And Daphne and I share a favorite artist. And yes, we were inspired by said artist in our wardrobe today.
Yes.
I won't reveal who it is yet.
You have to come a little closer, maybe.
You can't see?
Yes,
stripes?
Look at stripes.
But while we were coming up with our title for what we wanted to name our episode, we were trying to talk about, well, why do we like this artist? Why do we have favorite artists? And we kind of hashed out leading the way, because we think this artist was really influential for so many different reasons.
Yes. And I think both you and I like him for even different reasons.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Which is cool.
So yeah, I'm excited to hear more about why you like him.
Yes. I'm really excited for this show. Okay,
Did you want to show the reference image?
I'm putting it up right now. It's up.
So our favorite artist is none other than Pablo Picasso.
Yes, of course.
What are some of the things that you're drawn to about his work, Daphne?
His really heavy books. So I have like a bunch of books.
This book?
It looked like I just passed it to you. No, okay, put them both up. There are 2 books.
We're not breaking social distancing protocols.
That's right.
That was fun.
We have the same. I didn't realize that you had the exact same book.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Okay.
Daphne and I, often during our meetings, we share books and like hold pages up to one another.
Yes.
So lots of book sharing happens, but
we're homeschooling each other.
Yeah, that's one of my Picasso books. The other one that I've been using more recently was a book put out by the Picasso Museum in Paris for 35th anniversary or 5th. I don't know how long they've been open for. I'm horrible. I should know. But anyways, it was an anniversary book.
Yeah.
And it like is a timeline of the history of the museum and obviously of his work as well. It's beautiful.
That would be cool. I like that. Yeah. So we're talking about like things that inspire us and how we stay inspired, especially during difficult times. I also am going to show everybody how to sharpen a pencil with a utility knife, because it's really important. And that like links to a bunch of other like tips that I can give on drawing.
Well, I tend to just sharpen mine with this because easy. So do you want to show me and we can get started?
Look at, do you see how like long this generals?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 2B, mine is.
Mine too.
Oh, yes.
Look at us.
I buy them in boxes.
Me too.
Yes. I should get some like 4Bs though. That would be nice to have a little bit of difference.
Speaking of self-care, when you're like in our little meeting before the show, what do you do to feel better? I'm just going to be delusional and drink my water out of a wine glass so I feel
More
like I'm at a
elegant.
drink and draw.
Yes, so that you feel like you're out somewhere wonderful. I didn't really like think that whole shenanigans through, because normally I use the like table to demonstrate this, but it's got the computer on it. So give me a minute.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm just gonna move.
In the meantime, while you're gone, oh, you're back already. I was gonna say,
I'm quick.
I still have this out.
Yeah.
So the last Friday of every month, we host an art night. We team teach a art project. So this month we're doing Warhol-inspired portraits, and we chose to do one of Madonna. Is yours still around, Daphne, or?
Yes.
You want, we can hold them up together. So we walk you through our process, but of course we are different artists, so our artwork looks different, and you are your own artist, so that'll look different too. But if you want to sign up to do our art night,
yes,
it's just so for the $20 tier on Patreon. We post the videos the last Friday of every month, and you can do them at your leisure.
Yes, and you like get to do all of them. So like if you sign up, you also get to do the like previous ones and stuff like that. So so if you're watching this at a later date, yeah, that's what happens.
You can still do it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to here. There. Let's do that one. Okay. I am just about ready for you.
All right.
Do you want to see me do
Am
my
I ready for you is the real question.
Yeah. Do you have a utility knife out?
Check.
Okay. So, can you see that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, I have got a utility knife here, and you want to make sure that it's got a really good locking mechanism. So, because you don't want this to slide on you at all. Okay, so what I do is I want a really long bit of charcoal coming out of the pencil, because if you just sharpen your pencil with a regular pencil sharpener, what happens is that you're going to draw for like a minute or two, and then it's all going to be gone. And you end up like using the tip of it, especially when you're holding a pencil like this. I hold my pencil like this so that I can use my whole entire arm instead of my wrist, especially when starting drawing. So if you check out any of my YouTube videos, the time-lapse drawing videos, or any of the drawing videos, you'll see that I hold my pencil like this and I use my whole entire arm. And then when I get to some fine details, I might use my hand like that a little bit, but for the most part, it's going like this. And what happens is, let's bring over this sketchbook, is that if you hold your hand up, and then you can get like a really thin line. Can you see that at all?
No, but I can fill in the blanks with my imagination, and I trust that.
Let me get it straight.
There we go.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I was thinking even if at the end you compared them, we'd know. So
then if you push the charcoal flat onto the page, then you get like a thick line instead of a thin line. And so then you just have to change the angle of how you're holding your pencil. So anyways, it's really easy, and it's a great way to like do some quick shading if you hold your pencil that way, and some great drawing. And it takes about 3 to 5 drawings to make that feel more natural. Because you need to build up the muscle memory for doing that.
Can you imagine that would be great for like how long you can sit and work for?
Yeah, so then you can like draw for 3 hours, no problem. And then you don't hurt your wrists and that kind of stuff. So anyways, I've got a charcoal pencil that's a little bit worn down, so I thought I'd use that as the example. And what you do is, in your right hand, so I'm right-handed. Does this even look like it's right-handed?
I can tell that you're right-handed. On YouTube, it looks like you're left-handed.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, I am right-handed, and that it kind of flips it around for me. Okay, so I use my right hand and I hold it really lightly, and this hand doesn't do any of the work but stops the knife from falling to the ground. Okay, so that you don't drop it. This hand is going to do all the work, and you're going to pull back with your fingers and you're going to push with your thumb. And you're going to set the
So you're
knife.
gonna twirl it as you go?
Sorry?
You're twirling it as you go, or what?
Just pulling back.
Okay.
So then you put your thumb on the guard on the back of the knife. Because if you go and you look up on YouTube, there's tons of videos of artists who use like a straight blade and they do this motion, and that's so freaking dangerous. So I really like this method because it's just so much safer. So then you place the blade really close, just at a bit of an angle, along the edge, and you push with your thumb and you pull back with your fingers. And this hand does nothing but just holds the knife and stops it from falling down. And then you just go along the edge, basically just whittling it down.
It's a lot smoother than I was expecting it to be.
And then you also want to whittle the wood down as well, so that you can get those great angles, so you can get the long, thick lines.
Yeah.
Very and then cool. If you're very particular, I learned something new today. Yes, if you're really particular, what you can do is take a sanding block and put it. Oh, you know what? My students are so ingenious. They are so fantastic. So they have. I was teaching this class this fall, I believe it was. No, this spring. Oh, in the new year, actually. Okay, so they are so ingenious. I take a sanding block and I'll just rub the charcoal on there. But the thing is that lots of people like to use this charcoal and
from their sanding block.
They'll use the charcoal by like dumping it off. I don't want to get it all over here, but there's a bunch of like loose charcoal on there. And then you just stick your blending stomp on it, and then you can use that as a drawing tool. But there's also, gosh darn it, these cool, here it is. These things. So you can get these like little foam bits that fit onto the end of palette knives, and then you can use that and take the charcoal dust off of there. But this really fantastic student that I have, you know what he did? He took this and he stuck it into a peanut butter jar, like a cleaned out, but the size of a peanut butter jar. And then he would sand his charcoal pencil in the peanut butter jar so that the jar caught all of the charcoal dust, so it didn't go everywhere like this does. I still need to find a jar to do it. I just keep forgetting.
Well, I have 1 or 2 or 50 jars. So if ever you need.
If I ever need something, I know where to find it. So anyways, that's a really like cool trick. Because you can even buy loose charcoal too, but that's kind of nuts. And you can take loose charcoal, put it into the end of a cotton sock, a white cotton sock, and then tie a knot on it. And it creates this ball that you can then draw with. Lots of people use it to smack down some tonal value before using an eraser on it, which is kind of cool. So then the other thing that I wanted to show you is with an eraser. So when you have a white eraser, you end up just wearing down all of the edges, and then it's kind of useless. So I was at a figurative drawing conference, and I saw an artist who did this. So this is not me thinking this. I picked it up from a different artist. Susan Lyon I saw her doing this, and I thought it was ingenious. So basically what you do is you cut off triangles off of your eraser, and you get about like 6 or 8 of these little triangles, and because they're in this triangle shape, it forces you to hold it in such a way that you constantly have a sharp edge to it, which I think is super cool, because then you don't do this to your erasers and think that it's just garbage. So anyways, so my like favorite tool in charcoal is probably erasers. I love them the most, and they do the most work for me anyways. So
I am always telling the kiddos whenever we use charcoal for any lessons that your eraser is just as much a drawing tool as your charcoal.
Absolutely. It is.
I wanted to share one nugget that in the spirit of reciprocity, because so many of my workshops take place in not my studio, or not even necessarily an art studio, I constantly have to be really mindful of cleanup and where stuff is going.
Yeah.
So I started using ashtrays for pencil shavings.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yes.
And then that's super, super easy to tidy up and put away. And the thing that's really fun about this is often you can rest
your pencil on there.
Your writing tool.
So cute.
But yeah, just keeping it contained. So that's a little nugget that I really like. It's been a game changer. Especially, I remember in high school, my mom used to work in Calgary, so often I had to take the Red Arrow to go back and forth. And I would always draw for the bus ride. And I would always have a little cup of some sort. Usually this used to be before I was really aware of single-use plastics. I used to just take one of the cups for tea.
Yeah.
But now those are styrofoam, and I won't touch them with a 10-foot pole. My, how things change.
As we grow up, yes. All right, so...
Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's get drawing.
All right.
Let's see here.
I am going to do something kind of crazy.
Are you?
And create my own mid-tone paper with charcoal.
I am going to do something crazy at the end that I can't wait to do. Because it might... I think you'd really like it.
I tend to really like what you do, especially if the adjective crazy is used in there.
Yes. Well, I like to pull stuff out that is unexpected for you. Surprise my friend.
I appreciate it.
I love surprises. I've been hanging around with people that don't like surprises, and I like surprises.
It depends on the surprise for me.
Oh, so what kind of surprises do you like?
I don't like being surprised with, how do I even phrase this? Like, I prefer action surprises to material surprises, if that makes sense.
Oh, so I can throw you a surprise party, but I cannot give you a surprise vehicle.
There you
or
go.
Mansion.
Not even just I think so many people have such good intentions with gift giving, but I just feel like so often it's something that I feel guilty, like they've wasted their money on this thing that I don't need, and then there's all of the packaging that this has come in, and I might not use it, and it could have been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of depends.
Gotcha.
And somebody can surprise me with plants. That's no problem.
And you'd probably like them better if they were slightly stolen.
Not stolen, just if they have a cool backstory.
Yes, if it's got a cool backstory, if you were somewhere and you weren't supposed to take a plant and you did anyways and you brought it back just for her.
I would never steal a plant from another plant lover ever. But like if I'm at IKEA and I'm walking through the snake plants and there's tons of like stems that have been detached from the plant and are on the floor, I'm going to pick those up and propagate them.
Rescue mission. If it's been a rescue mission, you'd love it even more.
Yes, if it's a rescue mission, not stolen.
Not stolen.
Stolen, that's like guilt-ridden. Yes. And I did take plant clippings from IKEA, but I totally asked the guy at checkout. I was like, I found these on the floor. They're going in the garbage. Can I have them? And he was like, sure.
Oh. Well, that's
and that
really
was
nice.
A year ago, and now finally they're turning into their own plants.
So, watch out, IKEA, for Emma. She's coming for your plants.
But yeah, so long story short, surprises, if it's like a sweet gesture, great. But if I feel like I took something away from someone or put someone out, or like something is going to be wasted or not appreciated to the extent that it needs to be, then I just feel guilty.
Oh.
What kind of surprises do you like?
Probably a gesture, like small gestures.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if somebody brought me my favorite ice cream or something.
Yes.
Or like, I don't know, surprise me with flowers or something. Or
yeah, I like those surprises.
Like just little things. Though I do like surprises, like road trip surprises. Like I like trips too.
Like spontaneous.
Yeah. Those types of things.
Yeah.
And I like it when somebody else like makes plans, because I'm like the group activity leader over here with all these children all the time. So it's really nice when somebody like plans like something, like even just like picking out a movie or that they know I haven't seen yet or something. I don't know, just like the little things that matter. Or like, I don't know. You kind of do that too. Like you're very like generous and think about like topics that we can think of, because that we'll both be interested in.
But I feel like there's lots of overlap in your interests and mine, so that's not a very hard job.
No. And like we sometimes like I surprised you last week by dressing up and wearing lipstick.
That was so fun, like, and you had your hair done and your fancy necklace.
Yes, but you knew I did it for you. See,
totally.
It's the intention and the like message that comes across, right?
And I on purpose didn't for you, because
I know. I don't. And I thought that was so sweet.
Which led to my like the 3 minutes before the show glitter lips.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, that was such a good surprise. Like my jaw dropped. You're always a babe, but it was like next level babedom.
Because you know that I don't do that kind of stuff often.
No.
So that's like, I like doing that, like getting dressed up for somebody for an occasion. I think is fun.
My poor partner, whenever I get dressed up now, he's like, oh, you're going to see someone else?
You know what? He's going to watch this and you're going to go upstairs and he's going to be dressed like one of the village people. Hey, babe. I did this just for you. Things in quarantine have gotten weird. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yours is coming along so quickly over there.
I am a trained professional. Yeah, like portraits are my thing.
Yeah.
So if I was taking a long time with it, I'd be a little bit concerned.
I like this image that you chose.
Do you? I
You said
like
it was taken
it.
in the 50s?
Yeah, 1950. And do you know where he got this whole like striped shirt thing from?
I don't, but at the Picasso Museum, they sell a striped sweater and it's absolutely gorgeous. And every time I go, I want it, but it's 80 euros. And so I don't get it.
Oh. Well, I'm quite sure that you will in the future.
Yeah, next time. It's on my list. I'm going to save so that I don't even feel bad about it.
No, like you'll be like so proud and happy for it.
Yeah. It's dedicated funds.
Yes. The it is the French Navy's uniform.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's part of the French Navy uniform that he took, and because he loved costumes and things, so he'd dress up in weird garb all the time just for fun.
Well, and he dabbled in costume design too.
Uh, Theater design
Yeah.
and costume design, yeah. His first wife was a really awful dancer. um, she was known for being horrible, but she had like some sort of influence because of who her parents were. I just said that like a question, but I'm actually trying to inform you. Oh. Well, I think I'm funny.
You are.
I keep saying that. I think I'm funny. I think I've been alone a little too much lately.
My mom used to say that all the time growing up.
What?
At least I think I'm funny.
Maybe I am her other daughter.
Well, she does have excellent taste.
Yes.
One of the things that I really love about Picasso is how, like, he never identified as a surrealist, but the surrealists kind of looked up to him as the father of surrealism.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love that. Like, he's such a, I don't know, he's such a, like, path maker.
Yes. So definitely, like, paved the way for other people. But even in just his practice, like, because he was so prolific, he, like, created this, like, sense of urgency and competition. But I think he felt that sense of urgency because of all of the wars and things that he had seen, that it kind of, I don't know, made him want to work as fast as he could before he would die, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised that he wasn't like a war artist or something.
How do you mean?
Like, there were Canadian war artists, so they'd be hired by the government, even British war artists, to go to the front lines or to document the war. Even today, there are war artists that are sent over to different locations where there's war to document the whole situation, because photographs and literature and stuff can only do so much, really.
Yeah.
So they find that war artists artists have a different way of documenting war in a more effective way, I guess.
Well, and I'm sure so much of that comes down to the way that artists see differently too, and feel.
Here comes the electric eraser.
I'm so envious. What a cool toy.
I know. It was the best $12 I've ever spent.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, they're cheap.
After last week, I'm looking at this picture and I'm just like, obviously this is light and shadow. But I'm like, oh, the highlights and the contours and the
Oh, that's funny.
that nose.
Oh, Stacy's on.
Oh, hi, Stacy. I wonder if he was a bit of a self-made war artist with Guernica. The Spanish Civil War impacted so many facets of his life, so many facets of life generally for the people of Spain. Stacy has like the biggest, most beautiful brain in the whole wide world.
I wonder if he was
yeah, I think that's really, really
good
point. And even listening about the Arwada situation, I'm wondering if he would have agreed to that.
He was such a rebel. He just like, I don't think he would agree to anything. Like he would have to come up with it himself.
This idea of self-made.
Yeah. Well, he was a bit egotistical. So let me just tell you a few. I know I keep on moving this camera.
You what?
I'm just going to tell you a few facts about Picasso. He started at a really young age. That's the part that I really love about Picasso. Oh, he was like an incredible painter when he was 14. So I also started to paint and draw at a really young age, and I started to show and sell my work at 14. So I really like connected with that. There was something about Guernica. So when a Nazi officer saw Guernica, he asked Picasso, "Was it you who did it?" And Picasso is said to have responded, "No, you did." Cheeky bugger. Nice.
I love him.
Yes. In all his life, Picasso produced about 147,800 pieces. Did you hear that number? That is a big, huge number, consisting of 13,500 paintings, 100,000 prints and engravings, 300 sculptures and ceramics, and 34,000 illustrations, an impressive 78-year career. We were talking about the striped shirt.
Yeah.
It says Picasso's iconic shirt is a Breton striped shirt, which in 1858 became the official uniform for the French seamen in Brittany. Picasso was also a leader in fashion, and his Breton striped t-shirt was designed by Coco Chanel.
Ooh.
The 21 horizontal stripes represent each of Napoleon's victories.
I did not know that.
No.
Very cool.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that you're just sitting there educating us on. I love it.
Fantastic. Did you know that Picasso's full name has 23 words? Do you want me to say them? I don't know if I can.
I had a long name with 5.
You have 5?
I have 5 names, yeah.
Why? Did you add some on as you get older?
No, but I was actually thinking, okay, so you know that I have a really interesting family. Yes. I'll shed more on that in just a second here. So
I love your backstory.
I was adopted.
Draw while you talk.
Yeah, I was just doing the same. And I want to say, like, in real life, he does not look nearly as old as he does on my screen. I feel really bad for how this looks here. Yeah, so I was adopted. And then I have my mom's maiden name and my dad's last name, my first name, my birth mom's middle name, and then I think my grandma's middle name or something like that. But my family has changed and grown so much because my parents have since, like, a million years ago, split up and both remarried. And like my mom and my stepmom and my dad and my stepdad all get along super, super well. My mom and stepmom call each other like the ex-stepwife-in-law. They still live 7 houses away. Like, it's a really wonderful family that keeps growing.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I used to like look forward to the day where I could drop 2 names and pick up one if I got married. Whereas now I'm like, maybe I'll just add on, and then I can add my stepmom's last name and my stepdad's last name and then my partner's last name. Just tack them on and have a couple more.
Well, Picasso has lots of names, so why can't you have lots of names?
So yeah, if Picasso can have 23 names, surely I can have 8.
Hey, why not? You can do whatever you want to.
What is his full name?
Oh, jeepers. Okay. It's going to be a tough one.
Get that Spanish and French accent ready.
Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan, oh God, Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios Capriano de la Santísima Trinidad Martir Patricio Cleto Ruiz y Picasso.
Was he born with all of these, or like he actually did add them as he got older?
Baptized. This is his baptized name.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. No
That's
kidding,
insane.
actually. He was named after various saints and relatives.
Not to be confused with one another.
Yeah. And the Picasso is actually from his mother, Maria Picasso.
Yeah.
And his father's name is Jose Ruiz Blasco.
Yes, that I knew.
Yes.
Very cool. 23. That's wild. He was made to be an artist.
Yes. When he was born, the midwife thought he was stillborn. Picasso had such a difficult birth and was such a weak baby that when he was born, the midwife thought he was stillborn, so she left him on a table to attend to his mother. It was his uncle, a doctor named Don Salvador, that saved him.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. Do you see what's, I think there's some comments. Can you see those?
Remedios, I'd love to see you two tackle something in the style of one of my favorite surrealists, Remedios Varo.
Who is that?
I feel like,
was he one of the... fancy, though.
Was he one? I'm going to Google this. That wrote the Surrealist Manifesto. Let's see. I was going to read, but then there were lots of words on the page, and it's just too much for me right now. I'm sure I could, but you know what? We will research that
right now
and keep it in mind for future episodes.
Yes.
Female artist.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll need to look that up. Thank you, Stacey. Also, I'm so happy you're here. Hello.
Yes.
I know we said hello earlier, but it's always a joy having familiar faces. Makes it feel more like a hangout.
Yeah. Like an art night.
You had some interesting ideas for sorry, I'm super into what I'm doing. I'm having a hard time putting words together.
Me too.
Talking about, I can't even remember how you got into, like, it was a segue. It was like a total train of thought, and it like led naturally. Talking about our topic for tonight of leading the way, and then why we were both kind of drawn to Picasso, but then I don't know how you got from that to self-care.
Oh, inspiration.
I'll let you take it from here.
How do you find inspiration, and what makes you keep going through like tough times?
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. And that kind of ties back to one of our earlier episodes when we were talking about finding your style and how to steal like an artist.
Yes.
But kind of going beyond it, because you're not just kind of asking about artistic inspiration, more about like in life finding inspiration.
Yes. Well, and I think that's why I like Picasso so much, is that I don't necessarily love his work. I love what his work has done for culture. I love how he influenced people, or influenced anything really, and how like he just looking at his life was kind of a big like it showed me or told me that, like, well, if this guy could do this, then so can I.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It was just like I just found everything about Picasso to be very empowering and inspirational that way. Like, if people listen to him, like, why can't they like listen to me? Like, nothing made him that particularly important. You know what I mean? Like, where he came from or what he went through. Like, everybody has their basket of crap that happens to them in life, and he was not anybody that was more special or well endowed or had necessarily circumstances that were more opportunistic than others. Like, I don't know. I just the way he handled things, and it just really resonated with me. So I learned things from an early age, like always write the date on your work. Like, always put the year on your work. Always sign every little doodle that you do, because who knows, that napkin could be like Picasso's napkins, right?
I just have to tell you, for Mother's Day, I helped Lexon make something for his mom, and
was it made out of
he
a
ends up
napkin?
making a piece of art for her, and it looked great. And I was like, great, now every artist signs their work. And he just looks at me and goes, well, now there's one who doesn't.
Oh. And welcome to dealing with children during the times of COVID. They're just
so not all artists have learned that lesson, Daphne.
No. Well, yours will be worth nothing, Lexon. Nothing. You get no money for that.
Well, now there's one who doesn't. I'm like, great. Well, you're, breaking the rules the right way, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like, that's his like big quote, like, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. That's Picasso.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying about how he's done so much for culture. But I also do adore his work.
Yeah, more because of the process that he went through, the fact that it had never been done before, that he like pushed things to the limit, I think is where that's kind of why people don't get his work nowadays, is because they don't understand that he's like the first.
Yeah. Like he's the reason that other people do what they do when they're like,
Yeah.
oh, my kid could do that.
Yeah. And like when you look at something and you're like, oh, I don't like that. That looks um, like a child did it. And it's because of Picasso that they're even doing that in the first place. Like,
Yeah.
and then
in that book, the one I was telling you about from the museum,
yeah,
there's a page that shows a bunch of, he had a school teacher send him a bunch of his students' work. So he actually used to ask for and look for work from children.
Yes.
He used inspiration in his own work.
Yes, because well, that's one of his things, was that he wanted to get back to that childlike curiosity of discovering things and seeing the world in new ways, which I absolutely love. And I find that like I'm actually coming back to that right now in my career and in my life, where um, finding the newness in things and having that like childlike curiosity. So I love, well, one, I love this show because I feel like I'm doodling on the side of a math page again, type of thing, like that excitement that you get from um, I don't know, just not just um, doing things that you love, like when you were a kid, like just like mucking around with mud, just to muck around with mud, just because it was piquing your interest.
I feel like now people, and I don't know if it's just because we live in like such a capitalist world, but people feel like they can't just do something for the sake of enjoying it. Like it would need to become a hobby where they could earn extra income, or it needs to be a side hustle, or whatever the case may be. And I think lots of just doing things for the sake of doing it or doing it for the joy has kind of taken a back seat to, well, that I need to be productive. How am I being productive?
Yeah, I know. That whole like productive thing. Although I totally feed off of being productive. I absolutely like love being productive, but what productive looks like can be different things, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been liking like learning new things and being better, like just being a better person.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting more excited about that than, I don't know, necessarily overall accomplishments. Like I'll only be satisfied once I get this award or have this many shows, or but I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I've done that stuff that it's out of the way now and I don't have to pay attention to. That didn't work. That didn't make me happy. Let's move on to something else.
Well, you don't want to fall into the trap of like, oh, when this happens, I'll be happy. When this happens, I'll
Oh
be
yeah,
happy. And then
that
you're
drives me
never,
nuts.
yeah, you'll never be happy then.
I'm staying
Because
away
there'll
from
always be
all
something.
people that say that kind of junk. Because I've been on a real kick of like um, adding to my life with like new people that are good. I don't know. How do you say that? I'm paying attention to who I surround myself with. See, I have to like stop drawing in order to speak properly.
Yeah,
I
I've
can't
been finding
draw and talk.
I've been finding the same thing. I have to like find my words.
Yeah, so I've been on a big kick about that. And that's been a bit of an inspiration as well. Like paying attention to who I give my time to and making sure that they are not those types of people. Where,
well, thank you for choosing to share your time with me.
Of course, you fit all of my requirements.
Check.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, is that you don't take offense to anything I say. Yeah, it's a big deal.
What are you working on?
I'm just drawing. um, I was thinking about smoothing out lines, but I don't want to. check this out.
Yeah, I'll hold mine up too. What am I stuck on?
Okay, so I am absolutely loving this stripe on his shirt. I think is my favorite part
Yeah, you're
of the whole
killing it.
thing. And then when we pull it back, I'm going to put up the reference photo because I realized that I haven't had that up for a while. So everybody could see this is the image that we're working from. Emma's will be the right way around and mine is going to be backwards. I should really try to figure out how to fix that up. But anyways, that's kind of how it's going. And it's so much fun. Oh my goodness, did you see what time it is?
What? It's 8:52. Last time I looked, it was 8:32.
Did we have big blocks of time where we said nothing and just drew? Or did we talk through the whole entire time? Like, I really don't know.
I'm sure we were kind of taking turns.
Yeah, but I feel like, where did the time go?
I don't know. That's one thing I've noticed as we've been doing portraiture is I feel like we've kind of been diving into what's on our sketchbooks a little more. So I hope conversation is still thrilling. Stacey did say that "I'll be happy when" is such a disservice to oneself and that she really loved that conversation.
Oh, good. Yeah, it totally is. It's all horrendous.
Yeah. Well, and not just the "I'll be happy when," but even making sure you take time to celebrate your successes, and especially when you are being productive, there's always, oh great, I've done that, now I can get onto this,
the next thing. Yeah. Okay.
You have to take time to like acknowledge the hard work that you've done and that you've already accomplished something. There doesn't always have to be the next thing. So
okay, Emma,
yeah,
I'm gonna show you my last final trick out of the last trick that I have for you, which I think you're gonna like. Have you seen me pour gel medium on top of charcoal yet?
No.
Okay, this is my trick. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so this is my easel. Here is my Picasso. So I've got a glazing medium, which is just like a thinner acrylic gel medium. I've used like thick acrylic gel medium as well. Oh, jeez. This sucker hasn't been opened in a while. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, well, I think I'm going to do this cool trick to show you, but then I can't get this silly container open. That's not
You
good.
can do it.
I did it. I have pliers. All right, so I'm going to take this glazing medium. Oh, look at I got charcoal everywhere.
Yeah, usually I end up with it on my face. So I'm really impressed that that hasn't happened yet. I'm
going to use this card. It's, what is it? It was to get into the indoor soccer facilities in Edmonton, so won't be needing that. It's expired. And then I'm just going to pour this gel medium on top. So this is cool if you're like working with paper, but then you want to paint over it and you've got charcoal, or if you just want to seal it so that it doesn't, ooh, there we go. So then you need to like wipe some of it off.
Fun.
And then, yeah, if you just like skim it over top and not like press down, like I'm kind of just dragging the medium itself. I'm not trying to pull up any of the charcoal. There you go. And then the whole thing is sealed. And then it's not going to smear in my sketchbook. Like it's all sealed down.
I usually just hit it with a spray.
Yeah, so I use hairspray. Will do that. Like some cheap aerosol hairspray. Not the best for the environment. But I don't like the fixatives because they're just way too toxic. And the hairsprays do a good enough job. So anyways, there it is.
I love it. Is it going to dry with high gloss like that too?
Yeah, this is going to be a gloss medium. It's not going to be as glossy. So already some of it's drying on the forehead here. And you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
that
Okay.
it's not as glossy. Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah, so there we go.
Wait to pull out some tricks.
So those are my drawing tips and tricks for tonight, ladies and gents. Oh my goodness, my silly. Ooh, stop playing with the damn camera, Daphne. What was that?
I said, I think I'm just about done this bad boy as well.
Ooh, I can't
I was
wait
just
to
going to
see.
blast it with hairspray a little later, but.
Yeah, I want to see. Because you started off with a ground. Did you use vine charcoal for that ground?
No, I ended up using compressed charcoal.
Okay, cool. Look at him. He looks a little cranky.
He got a little cranky. I was just going in, like I was just working. I think
You know what he's kind of saying? He's like, why won't you sleep with me?
I'm taken.
He is notorious for being a womanizer and having lots of wives. So, yes. So that's the other thing that makes me feel better about my personal life is Picasso's personal life. Yes. So he as well has 4 children and has had multiple wives. So I'm good. I'm just pulling a Picasso.
Yeah.
Not multiple at the same time. Usually there's... Oh, he had some crossover, I guess.
Yeah, there was definitely some crossover.
Yeah, but not for me. That's what I'm saying. There were some definitive lines. Goodness.
Well, I think it's time for us to wrap this up.
I had so much fun with you.
Yeah, thanks for showing us that crazy, like, I'm gonna love this.
Yes. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And it does take 3 to 5 drawings to get used to holding your pencil a different way too, but yeah.
For recording this show, I'm too squishy.
Yeah.
Most of the time I end up doing one of these.
Yes.
Did you use just the charcoal pencil the whole time with yours?
Yep.
Sorry about my noise.
Yeah, I used a blending stomp a little bit, but I didn't like how it was going. I preferred the texture of the pencil, so.
Yeah, I like the sketchy quality.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for a lovely show, Miss Daphne.
Thank you, Ms. Emma.
We have a Patreon page. I believe Daphne has included it in the show notes.
Yes, it is down below.
Out there would like to support us, join in on our art nights, you are able to do that. Everything you need to know is down there.
Excellent. Thank you, Emma.
It's so lovely seeing you guys. Thanks, Daphne.
Bye, everybody.
Until next time.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for the end screen to happen, and then I will end the stream.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to text Stacy. She's so lovely. She's the one who came